graph up here so you guys can see. I think I remember it was comparing white voters to black voters, not white, other, and black. So what you said, I think would play a part, but I don't think it does. But we'll go double check. So white to black, period, because that's what the whole beef is about.
Right.
So
they voted more.
So in 2008 though we didn't. Now, hold on, don't just get rid of it. In 2008 we didn't though. Why did we vote more in 2008? Because Barack Obama was running for election, you know. So this is the issue with that. Not that I have an issue with Barack Obama or anything that he did or anything like that, but why were people voting for Barack Obama? Did they exactly? Ignorant people were voting for Obama because he was black, or following moms and dads' advice because they told him to because he was black. Did they know anything about politics? Did they know what he planned to do? Did they watch any of the conferences leading up to that?
Probably not.
Probably not. So now we have.
I can't speak for all black people.
So
probably not.
Yeah, with just no political education. So it's like, why are we voting for that? So why are we not self-educating us on on things that are as big as who's going to be running our operations in our country? There needs to be more African Americans paying attention to politics and stocks and stuff that the white people play with up there. You know what I'm saying? They're not playing with selling drugs. They're not selling drugs, not selling weed. That ain't making no money, and that's getting us into the system. So they're just offering us. They're just putting weed and cocaine and stuff on our streets. Yeah, and we're just using it. How about we come up with a different crime if we want to do crime? Not that I support that, but it's like we need to play on a different level. We definitely need to play on a different level. We need to pay attention to what's going on above our head. You know, they
absolutely.
Go ahead.
I wasn't cutting you off.
No, I'm done. That's my thing on vote. That's my thing on vote.
So
black people don't vote.
Right.
Black people don't vote.
You're absolutely
They don't
right.
vote. So you don't have no say in who's making those higher decisions up there.
Okay, and let's say that the only way that you can combat that is if you heard somebody complaining. Then your stats matter.
My stats matter anyway because people do complain about, oh, my president. Even if the vote doesn't count, you don't even go vote if it does count. So I don't want to hear that. So that matters.
But 9 out of 10 people, black people, you ain't heard say that.
Say what? That
my president shit.
This 9 out of 10 black people I ain't heard what?
Say my president
that cared about the president.
Has not went back and complained and said my president nothing.
Well, since Trump been the president, a lot more black people been speaking about the president. So I wouldn't say 9 out of 10. More people been involved.
But in our history, according to what the numbers you're listing,
from 1968 to 2000,
right? It only matters when somebody come back and complain. Right? You said
it don't even matter. I mean, it don't matter that you complained or not.
Okay,
no. Yes, it does. You gotta complain.
That's what I just said. You said,
but you're the complainer saying that. Oh, we get done. And blah blah blah. Pick a better leader. Go vote for a better leader. You're not doing that. Y'all not doing that.
All I said was, you said most of us didn't vote.
Okay.
It only matters if you complain. So if I didn't vote, and if I didn't vote and I don't complain about what's happening in the government, then who cares? You're saying I don't have the right to complain. I'm saying, okay, I'm not complaining. So if I'm not complaining, it only matters if you complain, period. So I didn't vote. And not only did I not vote, I'm not complaining. Whatever happens, happens. Like, I'm not complaining. It only matters if you complain. And most black people are not complaining, period. Just like, to tell you the truth, and this is probably the most ignorant thing you ever heard me say, but to tell you the truth, like, I swear at this point, I've pretty much been married through 4 presidents. And ain't nothing about my life changed. Not my student loan, not my mortgage payment, not my car note, not my nothing. So a lot of black people feel like the government don't even reach our level of shit. Yeah. There is nothing for us to contribute to because it don't make it down to our level.
So why don't y'all go vote for like the people that's running your state? We don't do that either.
And you're right. But now touching on something else that you said was the fact that of why. You addressed why. Now, in my opinion, if we're gonna use that term or whatever, I believe that, which goes pretty much all the way back to racism, I believe that over 90% of everything you do is because of what you was taught, which goes back into racism, because we wasn't given a choice to be a Scientologist. We believe in Jesus because Mama believed in Jesus and Big Mama believed in Jesus. We choose to get this high school diploma knowing they teaching us bullshit because it opens the door and gets you a better job. We're taught to go to college on a degree you probably ain't gonna use or whatever, because it opens more doors for you and you look educated. And there was a time black people couldn't vote, so now Big Mama and them want to see you wanna. So a lot of the things that we do in our everyday life is what we were taught. That's why I went back to education, because there's platforms and people that sit that talk banking to their kids. You telling me Prince Harry and them don't talk about shit in their household that Ray and them talk about?
True.
So who gonna have a better fucking outcome?
You're right.
And that's all I'm saying.
But
now,
when are black people gonna stop using the excuse of slavery was what?
No, what I'm saying is you would do better if you knew better.
So when are people gonna start doing better?
Because if you don't,
or what are the black people always gonna say for the next 60,000 years of life? Are they always gonna say, well, back in 1950, 55,000 years ago, it started off with us not getting a fair chance anyway?
Some will.
But why? Why did it take you this long to read a book? Fair. Why did it take you this long to read a book to do what the white people are doing? I mean, yeah, I understand we're not at a fair starting point in most cases, yes. But it takes a little bit more work. Look at all the people that's successful that are black. What did they do? I bet you they won't use the excuse, it don't even matter. I bet you they just say they worked harder than their friends that made excuses.
So do you believe in the term that somebody, or do you believe in the notion that somebody can or has the opportunity, or more than likely, whatever you want to use, to become a product of their environment? Do you believe that term or not?
Yep.
So, it comes down to how they set cities and ghettos up. Is there white people in ghettos? Yes. Is there white people in trailer parks? Yes. Is there white people on food stamps? Yes. But originally, when they were made, then the difference in these gated communities and the difference in these white hills versus the projects or whatever was meant to keep us at a certain level or whatever. And so if you're a product of your environment, I'm not saying that you don't have the right to get out and do blah, blah, blah. But at this day and age, we say, especially like me and you, we say, everybody should have a vehicle. I really don't see how there's commercials that saying bad credit, no down payment, no blah, 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 blah.
Bring
blah,
it in,
blah,
we'll give you triple what it's worth.
Like, there's no reason for you not to have a car. Me and you think everybody got a computer sitting at their house. Me and you think everybody got smart TVs. Me and you think everybody got blah, 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 whatever. The fact of the matter is there's people out here doing bad and some people don't or whatever. So when they don't and they can't and they don't have the opportunities awarded to a different racial group or whatever, then it stagnates them. Yes, they need to work harder and they can achieve anything that they want to, but it's way fucking harder. Like when Jay-Z said that there's places right now that a board has to approve you moving in there. Shouldn't, and I'm just asking, this is a question.
A board, like a group of people that
yes.
run, okay.
Shouldn't you have the right to say something costs $5 million?
All right.
You take applicants. Somebody applied for it. They want to buy this house.
Mm-hmm.
They got $5 million.
Mm-hmm.
How can somebody that you know is worth $1 billion get denied because we don't want your kind here?
That is very unfortunate and should not happen. However, the way that black people
But
conduct themselves
how's it
would
get-
make a white person think that this is the thing. If I'm running White Hills and I not to say that there's no black people that don't act right. You've been in this neighborhood for 25 years, you know. But I'm just saying
That's a court case. That's discrimination across
sure,
the board.
that's what I'm saying. It's not that it should not happen, but I understand the thought process of the person that's signing that, enabling you or disabling you from living there.
But how is it allowed? Discrimination is not allowed. So the fact that it goes on and people know it's going on, which means it's still corrupt at a high level. Period. It means not only is the board corrupt, it means that even when you get sued, they say they got the right to do this, which means judges is corrupt, which means the prosecuting attorney is corrupt, which means you don't know how high this go because their mind state of still thinking is we don't want your kind. Like I'm not a human being with over $5 million. And let's just say you think all black people is ratchet. Do you think?
I don't think that.
No, not you. Not
okay,
you.
Okay.
Let's say that the majority of white people have the, I ain't gonna say the right or whatever, but think that black people is throwing barbecues in the front yard and we all just extra bass coming through and disturbing the peace and blah, 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 blah. Why wouldn't this be one of the anomalies that you would think don't do this if he's attained enough success in his life to get a $5 million house? Maybe this person ain't that ghetto. But they look at all black people like that.
He's gonna invite his cousin over, and that's why. And his cousin's gonna come over, and they're gonna get used to being.
But you don't know that.
True.
And that's discrimination, and it's getting overlooked. All the way across the board. It's getting overlooked.
Okay, let's talk about. Next, we got the dropout rate amongst just black people and white people. I got this information from the National Center for Education Statistics.gov. I'll put the link down also.
I know we threw the roof.
There's not even really anywhere. I don't even have to back it up. From age 16 to 24, black people drop out
at an exponential rate. Yeah.
Now, why is the dropout there?
First of all,
why is the dropout there? Now, I don't have a back and forth as far as that.
First of all,
one of the reasons the dropout is there is because of the no dad and the responsibility for the kid to make feel as though he needs to pick up some slack.
Oh, it's the household.
The household, that's what I'm saying. That's what I just said. No dad in the household, and there's vacancies here. Mom is broke, possibly needs to do something else. All right, now this is the thing, though. This is my issue right here. Why do you and your brother and your sister have to suffer from this? How is it that when your mom had one kid and realized that, now everybody makes mistakes. I've made plenty of mistakes in my life, and he has too. Everybody makes mistakes. But it's some mistakes that you got to be extremely careful.
If you're already on welfare, why have 18 kids?
Why are you having so many kids and you don't even have the support? You didn't even, I'm not going to. You didn't even get married. That's fine, but okay, what was your other plan? You don't have enough money to take care of your own kid and rely on that money that come back, them couple thousand that come back April for tax season. So why are you adding kids to your equation, which basically seem to be adding problems? Adding problems. Yeah. So why do that?
Because
why are women doing that? And men.
Now that I think is not even a white black thing. Even though we do it more, that's not a white black thing.
But that's contributing to the dropout. That's contributing to the black on black crime. That's contributing to the non-vote because of the non-education from both parents from the age of 1. That's contributing. And why ain't the woman securing the household if she want to have a family and kids and this, that, the other?
Which means I think that's a gender thing. That's not a white black thing. White and black and every race, but white and black people both do that. But black people do it more. Yes, but there's still underlying reasons that, to me, whether somebody want to hear it or not, it is what it is. And a lot of times when...
But it shouldn't be. What is what it is? What is what it is?
When I start with everything, I like to go back to the beginning because I don't like putting Band-Aids over stuff. Either we're going to fix the problem or we're not going to fix the problem. Like, whatever.
Okay, you can't fix slavery. Why are we still talking about it?
I didn't say the word slavery.
Okay.
All I'm saying is that, we have to figure out why America itself is the dumbest country on the planet Earth. That's a problem. That's white, black, Mexican, Hispanic. That's across the fucking board. America is the most illiterate country, period. It is what it is. Then, when you start there, not slavery, there, America, that's including white people. America, then we break that down and figure out what's wrong with our lying, telling ass system that's still teaching us outdated, irrelevant bullshit that don't matter to even nothing. You come out of high school and don't know how to balance a checkbook. You come out of high school and don't, but you got a gym class. Who the fuck need to be taught how to run? Okay, but it is what it is. This is what our country teaches us or whatever, whatever. And we have to start with why we are the most illiterate fucking country, period. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And then
so where does this go back to why women are having kids without securing the household? Because we can't read.
Of ignorance. If you want to put it on reading, you put it on reading, education, whatever.
But why didn't that woman see her mom struggling the exact same way and not do it? And if she did do it, why didn't she stop? And if she didn't stop, why didn't she stop right then? And if she didn't, why did she got 4 kids and she ain't married and she 30?
Because in every society, there will be outliers and ignorant people.
Okay, well, why do you just want to go on? Why for money do you not want to get embarrassed by a white host named Maury Povich? That's been running his show for 30 years on just basically black people, black women not knowing who their baby dad is. Look at them laughing at us because we're ignorant and we don't want to not do anything for $1.
Bro, they have no self-esteem and you can't teach that, which might go back into parenting. So, okay, they were brought up wrong. That's like saying in today's time, what happened that made you want to be a serial killer? What happened that made you want to try crack cocaine in 2020? You knew back in the day you might have been experimenting, somebody slipped you a Mickey and you didn't know it. They just put some crack inside a blunt or whatever, and you thought you were smoking a blunt, like one of my homeboys got fucked up like this. Like, okay, so now you're forever messed up because somebody slipped you a Mickey. He didn't even do that on purpose or whatever, whatever. But what would make you willingly, knowingly try crack cocaine in the first place? How can you go your whole life and be poor and be fine and then get rich, Dennis Rodman, and start smoking crack? There will always be them type of people. And I don't know what's chemically going on in his brain to make him think that, oh, crack is going to have a different outcome for me than it did the rest of the people that I seen that was crackheads. But whatever. Certain people can't handle money. Some people can't. What made DMX start smoking crack? When his whole childhood never smoked crack. Now you get $30 million. Now you go to these parties that they got crack all lined up on the table in these mansions with white folks. And now you start snorting fucking cocaine and shit. Whatever. DMX had gained the success that people pray for their entire life. What would make you get $30 million then start smoking crack? Those is them type of people. Same ignorant chicks you talking about that keep having the kids, you gotta understand that's going to happen. I don't know the psychologic in their mind that makes them do that or think that that's gonna have a good outcome or whatever, but it is what it is. Part of it is this system because right now...
It's not the system. Because
right now I know more people.
All of it is who you have sex with. Yes. So it's not the system.
But what I'm saying is I know more people right now that say I'm making too much money on welfare to get a job. And every time they pop out a new kid, they get more money and more money, and that's part of the system. And these people is getting $10,000, $11,000, $12,000 in income taxes for these kids, and they ain't training them right. Sitting them in front of a TV and let YouTube and TV raise them. They don't even raise their kid, whatever, but they look at them like a fucking paycheck because that's the way the system is set up. I personally want health insurance. I want to get a job and feel like a man and go earn my shit or whatever. But if you making $400 in welfare and $400 on a $10 an hour job and still got to pay babysitting, why not just stay home, no babysitting, be on welfare, and get the $400? Because if I go to work, then I'm telling you how they think. I didn't say I would do that. That's how they think. I don't even have to pay a babysitter, and I'm going to still get the same $400. I think that something is broken in that system. And do I know what it is? No, I don't know what it is. But something is broken to make people don't want to come off welfare to go work for a $9 job that they're making the exact same money for. Something in that system is broke.
Okay.
I don't know what makes stupid people do stupid shit. Tell me why after 30 million DMX starts smoking crack. That's the same shit to make people that can't afford kids still keep having them. Who knows? Ask 10 people, get 10 answers. Who knows?
All right. I still think, true. I don't.
It has to go back down to your morals. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a certain part of you right now that have enough morals to say, you don't want to live with me right now. You just don't want to live with me. And you know I'm going to cook every day. You know it's going to be dinner here. You know it's going to be whatever. But there's something in you that don't want to live with me. There's something in you being a grown man that wants your own shit. Whatever. But you got people out there that's 35 and 40 still living with their mama, whatever. And like, shit, if I can not have no rent, why not? Hey, I'm just saving all my paychecks, whatever. It comes down to morals. Either you got morals or you don't. If you ain't got no morals and your mom and daddy will let you live with them till you 40 years old, then.
All right, so lastly, this video is getting a little long now. We got the issue with black on black crime. 52% of all homicide victims were black in 2017 and 18 in the United States. So out of all murders, 1 and 2 of them was black, and there's 20 different races that live here. That's unfortunate. I'm not saying it has to do more of something that you agree with or me. I'm just saying that's just something I need to list off. In 2018, when the victim was black, the suspected killer was black too, 88% of the time. So I mean that's a big deal also. From 1976 to 2005, 94% of the black victims were killed by other blacks also. Then you got 100 black people laid out for 30 years, for 29 years. Every time there was 100 black people killed, out of 94 of them was killed by a black person. Mm-hmm. So then, do we contribute to our own incarceration?
Yes.
And do we contribute to our own, not having, definitely not having the black people out in the community to do more things? We contribute to black people not having more businesses because we rob businesses. We do more of the crime. When black people get successful, who's hating on them? Another black person. Ain't no white person worried about hating on them.
Usually.
Yeah, usually until they get to that level. When they get to that level, MLK, somebody gets sent to take care of you, or whoever. When you get to that level and people don't like that you speaking something and it's influential, people take care of you. But right now, the only haters that you have kind of just around the city with you. But
like Ellen DeGeneres don't care about me and you on YouTube. But Ellen DeGeneres damn sure care about Oprah.
Right.
So when you get to that level, then you hurting their pockets. But until then, they don't even care, and that's fine, whatever. But that's like saying doing the homework. Mm-hmm. We mainly. I know black folks are everywhere, but we mainly populate by 9 states.
Uh-huh.
Most of them killings that you talking about happen to be in about 7 of them 9 states. And most of the killing that you happen to talk about is coming in poverty-stricken areas. So when you look at it like that, then you can say it's definitely wrong, but it's still a crab in a barrel mentality. And it happened on every the 300 movie, the vampire movies that I just seen, the whatever. It happened in every. So you're telling me that you take 2 lions, put them in a cage, and you don't feed them for 3 days, and then you only throw 1 little bitty steak in there and say, why did that lion scratch that lion? Because they both didn't have enough to eat. This is survival mode at this point. It is what it is. So is lions killing other lions? You fucking right. They don't got enough to eat. But I bet you if you put 100 steaks in there, I bet you one lion gonna go to his corner and grub. And the other lion gonna go to his corner and grub. And they ain't gonna fuck with each other or whatever. But in these poverty-stricken areas where there's little bit of money or whatever, and the value of life is whatever, then it is what it is. We both know, I don't even want to say it like that, but you can have somebody put in work for little of nothing.
Little of nothing.
Little of nothing. The price of life is cheap.
$1,500 right now.
Like literally, you got somebody go put in work for little of nothing. So you gotta think. What will make a motherfucker risk their life?
Because they're desperate.
What will make somebody risk
they're
25 to life?
Yeah.
Being outside the household for less than
$2,000
or $2,000 or $3,000.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
$10,000.
So now you just saying, okay, so that's what your freedom means to you?
Uh-huh.
So imagine what...
Why are black people freedom not worth more? Why are you killing people for $2,000? And you're saying
it gotta be that bad where you don't even care. You gotta throw all caution to the wind.
And you're saying people going out killing for $2,000 because of the situation that they're in and how it's so desperate in the times and in the setting where they're at and stuff like that.
Now, I don't know how it got like that, but yeah, they're doing that bad. Where it's like, that $2,000 mean the world to some people. That $2,000 would change their life. There's people sitting in prison right now because they can't afford $2,000. $2,000 bond or $2,000 whatever would change up they shit right now. Period. There's people that got warrants out here that's risking they shit driving back and forth to work because they figure they need to make money, knowing if they get stopped, it's a problem because they ain't got $2,000 to pay their warrants off. Now, do I knock them for not hustling harder and paying their warrants off, or do I knock them for taking the chance and going to work?
Uh-huh.
They're not selling dope. They're not hurting nobody in the community. They're going to work. But they know they're illegal going to work. So do I knock them for not working or knock them for their laziness and not having two jobs and hustling and doing whatever to pay the $2,000 off to drive legit?
How did you get in a situation that have to pay $2,000?
Everybody's is different. You have a million different scenarios.
Is it usually is it usually your fault?
Right. It really can go 50-50. I don't know everybody's plight.
No doubt, because I've been wrongfully committed of things, and no doubt.
So I mean, it's really one of those things where I look at a dumb act and then say why, and then if that why brought me to you being ignorant, then all right, you did the crime, do the time. You know what I'm saying? If that why brought me to something else, then we need to investigate the something else. Was you just completing a 10-hour day at work and driving home that's in a middle class area with black folks in a baby blue Maserati, and then you get pulled over and you pissed off because you didn't do nothing wrong? So the cops say you getting smart with them, but you getting smart with me. You didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing to you. Period. They walk up on you. They run your plate. Everything in that computer said that that's your car and where you live at. They walk up to your car and say, sir, whose car is this and who you drive? Whose car is this and where you going? A, your computer told you whose car this was. B, all of my license, which has my address on it, is in your computer. And it's not my obligation to tell you where I'm going. So I feel like you're asking me questions
to antagonize me,
so that I will get smart with you.
So you have a reason
to pull me out the car and trump up some charges to say XYZ, knowing it's going to take me $500 to get my car to impound, X amount of money to post bond, miss a day of work to go back to a hearing,
miss another day of work to go back to a trial. Pre-trial.
All because
you hating on the whip.
And it happens. Now, I'm not saying it happens enough to make an impact that we got to sit here and make a whole episode about it, but it does happen. And I think that's crazy because I can drive my same Maserati in White Hills, and why does they say it look like it belongs?
Yeah.
A car don't belong nowhere. You have a Scat Pack anywhere. It doesn't matter. You can have a Mercedes anywhere. It doesn't matter. Period. Don't profile where you think my car should drive up to. Period. And half of them is really low-key hating because you're an upstanding citizen, you work for the police force, you work 10 hours a day, and you drive a piece of shit.
Nothing. You don't get paid nothing to risk your life. Another reason I could never be a cop.
But you chose that career.
But you chose that career.
So, you can't be mad or whatever. Like, okay, right now we're talking about COVID-19. But if you chose to work in a hospital, then you had to know SARS was coming up, COVID-19 was coming up, the swine flu
you
was
didn't,
coming
you
up.
didn't have to know it was coming up, but
But
you
you
knew that
don't-
there would be something that you would be
It's gonna be
exposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are we supposed to not have no empathy and all the stuff that they're doing and posting right now, talking about this is unfair and they're making me work and blah, blah, blah. And you didn't think that being a cop was a dangerous job? You didn't think that being a firefighter you was going to put out fires? You didn't think that working in a hospital you was going to deal with X, Y, and Z? You don't know the next epidemic or pandemic that come out, but you know we ain't going to go to history of this whole earth and not have something that you exposed to. So do we show empathy or do we not and say that's what you chose?
Kind of how I feel about waitresses and waiters. All right.
So this can obviously end up in a couple different parts, and it's going to be interesting for all of your viewers to chime in and say their opinion because we hit a multitude of different topics today.
How you do the outro on my page?
I didn't.
You are doing it.
I'm talking to you, saying it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, my page gonna be interesting. So let me exit the page. Nah, I'm playing.
All right, but no, he right though, guys. It's gonna be some great stuff that we're gonna talk about. Some guests that I'm gonna talk to. If put your opinion down as far as like what y'all think about the stuff. We'll be talking to you guys. He got a YouTube channel that he gonna start very soon, so I'm gonna have the link down with that too. So y'all go to subscribe to him because he obviously gonna have a whole bunch of other stuff that he get into. We in two different eras and whatnot, and like two different things, and so I'm not always talking to him. He's not always talking to me, but we go back and forth all the time about particular controversial topics and have debates almost every week for the last 10, 15 years. So it was finally time for us to just record one. So that's what I want to do and get you guys' opinion. Or let us know another topic you want us to discuss, and we'll get to that too. Have a good day.